this is pretty amazing what's been able to happen here. And I know there's a lot of excitement. A lot of people are on here because people are really amped up, and they said, listen, there's that countdown going on now for just 6 more days from now. This is gonna be officially out. People are gonna be able to go in and start really benefiting from our crowdfund. So I just want to ask you, grab a pen. Grab a piece of paper. I'm going to go through some information for you tonight about BitLocity. I know there's several questions that pop up that are pretty consistent, so I want to make sure I answer those questions for you tonight, and then give you the opportunity to simply make a decision. Do you want to be a part of the BitLocity community? Is it something that would truly make sense for you, and you can understand it? So guys, with that being said, let's kind of get into it and talk about this incredibly unique business initiative and why it even came up. And I'm going to tell you something. This is pretty amazing, but right now, blockchain technology is forecasted to add $1.76 trillion to the global GDP over the next decade. That's 1.76 trillion with a T, just over the next 10 years. It's going to change the way that just about every single business that you're used to intersecting with actually operates, and it's going to revolutionize the world. And as that happens, as that new $1.76 trillion tsunami wave rolls around the planet, the people who position themselves in front of it, like always, are going to have the opportunity to become incredibly successful and wealthy. But like every other major move that has happened probably in our economic history, the majority of people will simply miss it. You're going to end up on the consumer side instead of the profit side. And that's why really BitLocity came into play. It was developed by a group of heart-centric entrepreneurs that were concerned that most people would not be in a position to capitalize on this coming tsunami of wealth. So they developed BitLocity to provide 2 critical platforms. Number one, a world-class educational platform. And that's really what we are about, is education about what's going to happen with the blockchain and what's happening with crypto, and one that will prepare them to recognize and understand these future blockchain opportunities before the masses. And then secondly, the premier peer-to-peer crowdfunding platform developed to provide them with the capital they would need to engage in said opportunities. After all, at BitLocity, we know that only with the right knowledge and with the right level of personal capital, you got to have both. Only with both of them will you ever truly be prepared to move at the speed of success. And you're going to hear that a lot from us, talking about accelerating yourself to the speed of success in this new digital environment. Things are happening faster and faster, and the people who can think faster and react faster, they're going to be the millionaires of tomorrow. The people that are mired in the mud, they're stuck, they want things to slow down, they are unfortunately going to be left behind. So you want to be able to accelerate yourself to the speed of success. Now, blockchain, for those of you who don't know, is a decentralized distributed ledger that records the ownership and authenticity of a digital asset. It's secure, it's transparent, and it's unhackable. Basically, what it is a revolutionary way for you to store and safely transmit incredibly sensitive information. That might sound like a small thing to you, but think about all the sensitive information that is out there right now and how critical it is to keep that information in the right hands and out of the wrong hands. Now, cryptocurrency, well, that's the blockchain technology, what email is to the internet, right? Most people, are aware of this incredible thing called the internet, and that it has all of these amazing abilities, right? Where you can not only communicate with other people, there's e-commerce, there's ability to go out there and develop and create business models, etc. But still, even today in 2021, the vast majority of the people who are using the internet, the only thing they're using it for is to check and send email. They're just not quite aware of just how powerful it is. Well, that's the same thing with blockchain and cryptocurrency. If you're looking at the iceberg, crypto is just the top of the iceberg. People are really excited about cryptocurrency right now, but most of them are completely unaware that lurking just below the surface is this blockchain, this technology that threatens to basically destroy your entire concept of how success is created and recreate it into a different image. Because ultimately, what blockchain is going to do is revolutionize the world, and the people that understand it, how massive the blockchain is and how massively that movement is going to be created, those people are going to be ahead of the curve. Now, I know a lot of you, though, when we speak about crypto, you're constantly hearing about Bitcoin. Even in some of those videos that were played before we actually went off today, you were hearing about Bitcoin and how it hit $1 trillion. And some people have asked, why are you so focused on Bitcoin right now? Well, think about it. If you look at the evolution of money in our society, it's gone from bartering to gold bars, to metal coins, to paper, to plastic, and now it's going through this next evolution to digital currency. Now, most people right now are stuck in the paper and plastic era. They don't have enough paper, or they've overextended themselves on plastic. So they're still trying to figure out how to effectively navigate those two areas, right? But while they're doing that, the small minority of people around the world who are in the know, they are focusing on this new digital transition that's happening to digital currency. They understand that the people who put themselves at the forefront of that transition, those people are going to be in position to achieve incredible levels of wealth. And again, as it becomes more and more mass adopted and more people start understanding what's happening with blockchain and what's happening with the Bitcoin, because they're going to be late adopters, they're simply going to end up on the consumer side, while most of the people that are in right now and the next wave of coming, those people are going to ultimately end up on the profit side of the equation. Now, if you think about Bitcoin and how powerful it is, you can just go back to 2010. Just going back to simply 2010 and saying to yourself, hey, I had $500 in 2010 and I was looking to do something smart with it. You would have had some options at your fingertips. You could have actually said, I'm going to put my $500 into gold, which a lot of people did, and that was smart because that $500 in gold grew by about 30%. From 2010 to 2020. You could have actually put it into the stock market, and just based off of the S&P 500, that would have even been better than gold, because that $500 would have actually grew up to $1,850. But what a lot of people were unaware of is that back in 2010, there was also this little thing called Bitcoin, and it was pretty insignificant with regards to value back then. And a lot of people didn't have the vision to really see how explosive it was going to become. In fact, back in 2010, Bitcoin was only worth 0.003 per coin. That's 0.3 of a penny per coin. You would have needed 3 Bitcoin just to have 1 red cent. But it grew and grew and grew and grew. And by the time you got to December of 2020, Bitcoin was up to $19,000 just then in December of 2020, which was, by the way, just a couple of months ago. Well, if you would actually put your $500 in the Bitcoin in 2010 at 0.003 and then cashed it out in 2020 at $19,000, you would have had over $3.1 billion. Now, as crazy as that sounds, consider this. Right before I actually started this presentation, I looked at the value of Bitcoin, and now it's over $57,000 per coin. So that's triple this number. That's triple this number. That's how much it's grown. It's been the #1 growth asset in the history of the world over the past 10 years, and it's still going. Now, if you think you've missed it or you're too late, keep this in mind. That right now, the same people who projected that Bitcoin would get up to 19 or 20,000 by the end of 2020, those same people are projecting that Bitcoin will go anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 per coin by the end of 2021. That's right. This year, by December of this year, you could be looking at a Bitcoin level that is 4 or 5 or 6 times higher than it is right now today. And if that's not enough convincing for you, consider this. Mainstream world businesses are now actually getting involved with Bitcoin. PayPal, MasterCard, BMW, Microsoft, AT&T. All of these companies are going out and putting things in place to help them either accept Bitcoin or acquire and accumulate Bitcoin, because they understand what's going on. This is not a fad. This is not something that's going to peter out over the next couple of weeks or months, or people are going to come to their senses. This is the new transition to the new form of preferred currency that people are moving into, and the businesses in the know, they get it. Look around your own community. In major cities, you've got retail stores, pharmacy chains, airports all over the world that are starting to stock themselves up with Bitcoin ATMs, because the big banks, that's right, the billion-dollar players, they want to get in on it too, by understanding that being able to offer transaction fees, by allowing people to go in and out of Bitcoin, that's where they want to actually get paid. So $1 billion infrastructure being set up all over the world to support Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin. Now, BitLocity, We're all about the educational platform, thus BitLocity Academy. We're going to provide for you the best online video training platform that has ever been seen anywhere on the planet. And we're going to start from the very, very basics, right? Because I know even as I'm speaking on here and I'm talking about Bitcoin and blockchain, a lot of you may not completely understand anything about those terms. That's okay. You're definitely in the right place, but we're going to go through that. What is blockchain? You know, how is that tech going to change the world? What is cryptocurrency and why is it here to stay? What is crypto mining? Is there the ability for you to actually create an additional revenue stream there? What is crypto trading? I know a lot of people are really interested in that, and we're going to talk about crypto trading at every different level, from the very basics of what is it and how does it work, to when we get to our advanced levels, when we're talking to people about how to spot trends in altcoins and how to actually utilize them in the safest, most prosperous way. So again, all of that training is going to be available for you in the BitLocity Academy. Now, I know the other question, it seems to come up all the time, is this a smart contract? And again, real quick tutorial for those of you that are not familiar with that technology. You've got traditional contracts, which I'm sure we're pretty familiar with, right? Where two parties can come to some sort of agreement. We write it down on paper, we put it on paper and sign it as a contract, and then we go to a third party, whether it be a bank or a real estate office or some type of attorney, to execute that contract. Smart contracts are more advanced now, utilizing blockchain technology, where they allow you to simply eliminate the middleman, which can be very expensive and can also require a great deal of trust. Now, two parties can get together, they can actually put it into a contract on the blockchain that is instantly executed. It simply says, if this happens, then that automatically happens, and it basically eliminates the need for a middleman. Smart contract technology is all the rage, and it is absolutely incredible. But when we looked at how they wanted to develop this platform here at BitLocity, they looked at all of the aspects of the smart contracts out there. They said the pros, they are obvious. It's 100% transparent, peer-to-peer, so no one's ever touching your crypto. It's on the blockchain. We just talked about how secure that was, and completely decentralized. Okay, that was huge. But there were some cons as well to smart contracts, and those of you that have ever been involved with them, I'm sure you would agree. Number one, they're starting to incur increased fees. Didn't like that. Also, they weren't developed for the BTC blockchain, for the Bitcoin blockchain, and we just told you the amazing things that are happening in Bitcoin, so we wanted to operate in that realm. And also, smart contracts were open source. A lot of people think that's cool, but if you're developing an incredible model and you don't want your competitors to see behind the scenes of how you're able to do some of the unique things that you're doing, open source is a death blow. They can simply look at all of your code because it's open source. They can build a competitor that does the exact same thing, and they can attack you with your own code. It doesn't make any sense. So we didn't like that at all. So we said, hey, we love all of these things and we want all of these elements, but we don't want these things. So what the developers here did is they created a smarter contract, an advanced proprietary tech providing instant peer-to-peer payouts utilizing algorithms of a highly advanced crowdfunding infrastructure. So again, they kept all of the pros, got rid of all of the cons, developed a better model, one that didn't have the increased fees, one that could operate on the Bitcoin blockchain, and then one that wasn't open source, so we wouldn't be enabling our competitors to come and actually try to beat us with our own tech. So from this point on, I want to talk to you about BitLocity. I'm going to talk to you about what's going to happen with our crowdfunding initiative, but I also want to tell you clearly who we are as well as who we are not, so there's zero confusion out there in the market. So from a legal liability notice, listen, this presentation is for educational purposes only. The information we're going to share is not to be considered as financial advice because we're not financial advisors, okay? We're simply sharing with you what's going on. The most important thing, though, I want you to understand and take from this is BitLocity is not an investment platform, nor does it sell or market securities. I see so many people out there, you know, all over YouTube. I know there's a lot of buzz about us on all the social media networks and channels, and we appreciate that. But a lot of people still saying, hey, this is the best way to invest your money. This is the best return on investment you're ever going to get. And, you know, these guys are going to show you how to, how to make money buying and selling. All you got to do is throw some Bitcoin in, and it's going to come back to you. Listen, we're not an investment platform, and we don't sell or market securities. I want to make that clear from a company standpoint. If you don't feel like you want to actually take my advice, that's fine. But I want to make it clear to all who are listening, that's not who we are. BitLocity is a platform that was designed to empower people in the crypto markets, and the BitLocity rewards plan that we're going to go through should not be interpreted when we show you the examples as guarantees of earnings. That's who we're not. BitLocity is a community empowerment platform where with a $25 annual membership that provides the education and tech needed to capitalize in the new crypto world by participating in a crowdfunding initiative. Our mission is to educate, enhance, and enrich our worldwide community about disruptive blockchain technology. So hopefully we are now on the same page. And with that said, let's talk about our peer-to-peer crowdfunding platform. This is pretty amazing what we've actually put together here. I will tell you though, the people who developed BitLocity, they were very aware of what was happening out there in the marketplace. And when they went out and started talking about developing this type of platform, everybody had advice, and just about everybody boiled it down to one simple thing. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to focus in one of three areas, because these are the three primary areas that all the other companies have decided to play in one of these three areas. They said, listen, a lot of companies out there are focusing on the little guy, the person who may not have been the biggest recruiter or the biggest influencer before, but hey, there's a lot of them. So if you focus on a little guy, you can get tons and tons and tons of people that will take a look at BitLocity. Other people said, hey, you know what? Yeah, let's focus on on providing some maximum leverage for the masses. Again, if you can get that middle group, if you will, and provide them a maximum leverage opportunity, you can actually get some real traction with BitLocity. And there's some people who said, you only want to focus on them. And then other people said, look, forget all that other advice, just go get the leaders. If you get the leaders, then everybody else will follow, because everybody follows the leaders. They said, but you gotta focus on one or the other. Well, as you may have already learned about us, we don't like to listen to all of the advice that people are telling us about what we can't do. We said, why would we focus on one of those groups when we believe we can, for the first time, do something that no one else has done, which is provide something that is going to allow us to focus on all three of them simultaneously. So you can decide after you see this if we were successful in our agenda. Now, the first thing I want you to understand when it comes to our rewards plan is that we've got these 14 different rank options, starting at our bronze $25 contribution level, all the way up to our VIP Crown Ambassador 100,000 contribution level. Now, the amazing thing about these levels is that you can actually put in a contribution to get to any of these levels you want. You can actually contribute to as many of them as you want at any time, but it has to be done in order. What does that mean? You can't just come in and say, hey, I want to make a $100 contribution to be platinum. No, you're going to have to actually make a $25 bronze, $50 silver, $75 gold, and a $100 platinum level to be at the platinum level. So as many as you want, whenever you want, but it has to be done in order. The other thing I want you to understand is that there's a $25 annual membership fee. Okay, that is in addition to these contributions. So you make that $25 membership fee, and now you are involved, and now you can simply go out and make the contributions at the levels that you're interested in. And I'm going to show you how these levels work here in just a moment. But guys, by the way, the VIP levels 12 through 14, I'm going to give you a little bit of extra here about those VIP levels here in a second as well. Now, coming with that $25 membership, we're always going to be consistently adding more and more value. When you see all the different things we're pouring into it, you're going to be blown away. But just this, our incredible mobile marketing system, the mobile app powered by Business Glue, this alone has blown people away and said that alone was worth the membership fee, because it literally is your business in the palm of your hand, with training, with suggestions, with the ability to know, with the ability to understand what's going on when you're actually receiving contributions at any time. It's amazing what has been put into this one mobile app, and this is just tip of the iceberg, just the beginning of the type of value that's going to go into that $25 membership. The other thing that you have to understand is that all of those ranks are directly connected to the BitLocity Academy. So every single time that you upgrade and you open up a new rank, you are also getting access to more video training within the BitLocity Academy. With every package you upgrade, you receive an additional course to educate you on how to monetize the crypto and blockchain world. So it works hand in hand together to produce an incredibly powerful result. So hopefully you understand that. Now, the VIP ranks, again, This is the top levels in the company. And when you're getting to these ranks, in addition to everything else that we just talked about, you're going to get mastermind educational programs, and you're going to get customized coaching programs with some of the best coaches in the world. I'm telling you, we're talking about people who right now are recognized throughout the world as world-class speakers and trainers and developers, and they are actually lending their talents here to BitLocity, and that's going to be available as you start moving through our VIP levels. Also, we want to have other rewards programs in place, and one of them, just one of them, is an incredibly luxury car program. It's this very same program that's been used by high-level athletes and high-level entertainers around the world. Basically, you're going to get different benefits depending on your VIP rank, but all of those specifics are going to be posted in your BitLocity back office as well. Now, let's get to the elements of our super aggressive rewards plan, and then we can wrap up here, and hopefully at that point you're in a position to make an informed decision. It starts for us with our $25 and infinity line. This is the very beginning of our rewards plan. It's that bronze and silver level that we talked about, those first two packages that you can make contributions at. Now, this global infinity line is incredibly fascinating because the way that it works, I'm going to show you just an example using the $25 infinity line, but the $50 infinity line works exactly the same way. So please understand that there's no difference between the 25 and the 50, except for obviously the amount of Bitcoin, $25 versus $50. But what happens is when you decide to get started, the second that you are actually getting started and you're actually making your $25 contribution, you are dropping into our global infinity line with a definitive timestamp attached to your position. So if you got started at 9:03 a.m. and 1/4 of a second, you would drop into the infinity line with that timestamp. If right after that, someone on the other side of the world, someone that you'll probably never meet before, they don't even speak the same language as you, not even in the same time zone as you, they drop in at 9:03 a.m. in 1/2 of a second, they will drop behind you in the infinity line. And that continues to go on and on and on. This is one global build. It has nothing to do with who referred you to BitLocity or how many people you referred. It has nothing to do with that. Just one straight line global build. Now, the way that it works is once you're in that infinity line and other people are being inserted behind you based off of their timestamp as well, what's going to happen is the algorithm is going to actually send you the $25 contribution that's coming from two of the people that are behind you. One of those $25 contributions is going to go directly to your Bitcoin wallet. It's yours, pure and simple, clean, clean and clear. It's yours. But the other $25 contribution, that is going to be used to simply cycle you back around, loop you back around, if you will, to the back of the global infinity line, wherever that is, right at that exact second, and give you a brand new timestamp with $25 again of Bitcoin that can be sent forward to the next person that the algorithm says is supposed to go to. Here's what's great. The second you go in there, again, the moment you go in there, there's a brand new timestamp, and guess what? People are still joining from all around the world or simply looping back around themselves back behind you, which means you'll have the opportunity to loop again and again and again and again, producing potentially unlimited $25 and $50 contributions coming to you. Again, one global straight line, one global build. The company does not take anything from this, so it's all yours, and it's all done just because of the timestamp. So one global straight line, position is determined simply by timestamp, not by who recruited you or how special you are or what we think about you. It's unlimited $25 and $50 contributions, and no recruiting is required to get paid in this global infinity straight line system. This is why everybody on the planet is buzzing about this, is simply because, again, no recruiting required for this $25 global infinity line. You are now actually getting the benefit of all of the efforts of the company and all of the other members of the BitLocity community. Now, the second part of our super aggressive rewards plan is our dual-sided maximum leverage plan. We call it dual-sided because it's got two sides. On the left side, we have a leverage builder unilevel. On the right side, a 1/3 speed matrix. Hey, I'm going to go through this for you a piece at a time. I know some of you are not from this industry, so I'm speaking a foreign language. Unilevel, matrix, what does that mean? You're going to understand what it means as we go through this. Let's take it a piece at a time. Start with that left side, that leverage builder unilevel, okay? The unilevel is simply your position with all of your personal referrals placed front line to you. It's unlimited width. So whether you refer 1 or you refer 10,000, all of them are going to be actually in a straight line, front line to you. And I'm going to show it to you graphically in a moment in case you're not understanding. Now, here's what's amazing. All of the contributions, right? Remember, as we're getting in contributions, we're splitting them between the unilevel and between the matrix, right? All of the contributions that come into your unilevel are yours to keep. And I want you to really pay attention to what I'm about to say. Regardless of how large the contribution is or what package level you are. To be clear, because this seems to not be clear to people, but to be clear, you could literally be at the beginning, the $25 bronze level. You could talk to a superstar who comes in and goes right to the $100,000 Crown Ambassador level on day one. The half of that goes into your unilevel, even though you're only at the $25 bronze level, is still yours to keep. I did not make a mistake. You can write that down. That is how it works. The only exceptions are the 3rd and 10th package contributions at each package level. These unilevel contributions will pass up to your sponsor. Remember, contributions will pass up, not the people, and you're going to receive the 3rd and 10th package level pass ups from all of your personal referrals. Guys, let me show you what this means. Let's use the gold level as an example. Let's use the gold level as an example. So this is you, and now we're going to take a look at what happens as people that you've referred are actually upgrading to the gold level. The first person who upgrades to the gold level, okay, that's going to be yours to keep. Second person, yours to keep. But when the third person who upgrades to the gold level, remember, the 3rd and 10th are going to be passive. The 3rd time and 10th time that each package level is contributed to, it's going to be a pass up. So that's going to actually pass up to your sponsor because that's the 3rd time that the gold level was actually contributed to on your team. So then you go 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, all yours to keep. But again, on that 10th time that a package is purchased at this level, boom, that's going up to your sponsor as well. That contribution is going to go up to them as well. Here's the best part. You can now go out and refer an 11th, a 12th, a 15th, a 100th, a 1,000th. It doesn't matter. At this particular level of the gold level, you'll never have any more pass-up contributions. But this happens at every single level. So at the $100 level, hey, the 3rd and 10th time that people are upgrading to the $100 level on your team, that's going to be a pass-up, et cetera, and it's going to happen through every level, but only 2 times per level, 3rd and 10th. Now, here's what gets exciting for you. All of these people right here, they're also going to eventually have a 3rd and 10th contribution at this gold level. And guess what? All of those contributions, oh yeah, they pass up to you. That's why people love pass ups. It's amazing. And this is a true pass up system. There's no way to game this system. The computer has a code behind it. It's simply waiting for the 3rd time that a person upgrades to the gold level in this case, and automatically that's a pass up 10th time. And it happens for your people as well. So there's no way that you're not getting the pass ups from what's happening in your team. And again, you only have 2 per level, right? And after that, it's all yours, and you're getting the 2 per level from all of your people. So it's pretty exciting. Now, the super aggressive rewards plan moves on to the unique speed matrix, which is the right side of that dual-sided rewards plan. So here we are. The matrix is your position with 3 open positions front line. So I'm going to show this to you graphically here in a second. The contributions to the first 2 positions, so position 1 and position 2, anything comes in there, that's yours to keep. That's instantly going to your Bitcoin wallet. The contribution in the 3rd position will pass up. We just talked about pass ups again, right? And that's going to go to your sponsor, but in the matrix, when it goes to your sponsor, it will cycle you. I'm going to show you that. And that means you're going to open a brand new matrix at the same level with, again, 3 new open positions, and you get to do it over and over and over again. Now, each package contribution that you make from $75 through the 100,000 will give you a matrix at that level. I'll show you that in a moment. You can make as many package contributions at a time as you like, but they must be done in order. I already showed you that. And you can only receive contributions from levels that you have already attained. That's a big deal here, and we're going to really harp on that. Only at the levels that you've attained, because you'll have a matrix there in place, can you benefit from people actually upgrading to those particular matrix levels. All of the 3rd position pass-ups from your personal referrals matrices go to you as long as you are qualified at that package level. So let's get into it. Number 1, this is what a matrix is going to look like. It's going to be you. Remember, first position, Any contribution there is yours. Second position, any contribution there is yours. Third position, that's going to go up to your sponsor, and that creates a cycle, which gives you a brand new matrix now. So all three of these positions are filled, gives you a brand new matrix with 3 new open positions, and you can do it as many times as you want. So I want to show you an example here of what it's going to look like for you in the real world. You're going to actually come in and pay your $25 membership. And then you're going to decide, hey, which level am I interested in getting leverage at, the most amount of leverage here within the BitLocity community. You're going to have people walk in the door, and a lot of people are going to say, hey, I'm going to go platinum right away or pro. But let's say that you're going to go to the amber level. So you're going to be at that $500 contribution level. So you'll actually come right in, you'll go to amber, and you'll be able to get yourself set up. And when that happens, remember, you're going to have the bronze, the silver, the gold, the platinum, the pearl, and the amber levels, because you're actually going through and you're actually doing these levels in order. Now, remember, your bronze and silver, that's your $25 and $50 global infinity loops. Okay, so now you're in both of those loops and you're getting those contributions. Every time you loop around, $25 a Bitcoin, $50 a Bitcoin, $25 a Bitcoin, $50 a Bitcoin. But now that we're talking about the gold, platinum, pearl, and amber, we're now getting into that dual-sided part of our rewards plan. So this is where some excitement really happens, and where all of a sudden it gets a lot more serious. So since you actually went out and you contributed to the gold, platinum, pearl, and amber level, you get a gold, platinum, pearl, and amber level matrix. You're going to have a matrix for each one with 3 open spots in each one, ready to basically be able to operate. And as people are moving through your referral network and they're coming to the gold level or platinum or pearl or amber, those people are going to have the ability to enter into the correct position within your matrix. So the first person that comes in at gold is going to go there. The second person that goes to platinum is going to go there. The third person that goes to pearl is going to go there, et cetera, and it's going to go based off of the rules that we showed you. However, you got to keep something in mind, because it's very different here than it is in the unilevel. If somebody within your team decided that they wanted to go up to the ruby level, guess what? We're going to split that contribution. Half is going to half's going to go over to the unilevel, but the other half is going to go to the matrix, and you don't have a ruby matrix. What happens if somebody goes to the ruby level? And by the way, this happens all the time, and it could be the sapphire level, emerald level, diamond level, all the way through crown ambassador level, and you don't have a ruby matrix. You can only participate and benefit from the contributions in the levels that you've already contributed to. So if you haven't contributed to the ruby level yet to get your ruby matrix, guess what the computer is going to do? It's going to say, okay, you're not prepared for the ruby level contribution. It's going to just keep looking upline in your organization to find the next person who is qualified at that ruby or above level. So when it finds that person, they're going to get that ruby contribution. That's called spill up. And they're going to say, thank you very much. I appreciate you not being in position. And by the way, that could be 5 levels up from you, 10 levels up from you, 100 levels up from you. The computer will keep looking to find the next qualified person, and it will give them the contribution. So you want to stay ahead of what's happening on your team. If other people are moving up fast, you want to get up to ruby, then sapphire, then emerald, then diamond. You never want to leave anything on the table. Oh, by the way, spill up works the other way too, is that if you're at the amber level and nobody else on your team is, right, and all of a sudden somebody underneath of them comes all the way up to the amber level, well, that's going to spill up to you. So it works both ways. You can get the benefit of spill up, but you can also lose on spill up if you aren't putting yourself in the right position. So you want to stay in the right position. Finally, the leadership top recruiter pool. Listen, this was developed to attract and reward the best industry leaders on the planet. Each calendar month, the top 10 recruiters in BitLocity will split a pool of Bitcoin that's funded by every upgrade worldwide of $75 or higher. Remember, every upgrade, not every recruit, right? We're rewarding the top 10 recruiters, but the reward is based off of every upgrade, which is more powerful than every recruit, because one new person coming in, one new member entering in, they could upgrade 3 or 4 or 5 times in a day. And if they upgrade 3 or 4 or 5 times in a day, we're contributing to the pool 3 or 4 or 5 times in a day. So every upgrade worldwide of $75 or higher, because again, the 25 and 50 that's happening in infinity loops, we're not touching that. We're leaving that pure, but it's a pure community build. We're not touching it. Now, with each upgrade from the $75 gold level all the way up through the $100,000 crown ambassador levels, we're going to take a $10 profit and promotion fee from each of those upgrades. Think about this. $5 is going to fund research and development, support, infrastructure, and future promotions with the company. But the other $5 of Bitcoin, that's going to fund the leadership top recruiter pool. Okay. Each time the pool is paid, the recruiter numbers are set back to zero. So at the end of the month, we say, okay, we're paying it out, and we're setting the numbers back to zero. So every single month, everyone has an equal chance to be in that pool, right? We're not saying, hey, you actually went out and you got 700 recruits this month, and now next month you're starting off at 700, so you're already way ahead of everybody. Nope. If you want to do it again, you got to do it again and again and again. But a new person can walk into the company at any given time, and they have the same chance every single month to be the number one recruiter, number two recruiter, et cetera, and be in that top 10. And this top recruiter pool is capped at $1 million of Bitcoin every single month, $1 million Bitcoin bonus pool every single month. Let me give you an example here for a second. The way that it breaks down within a top 10 is the number one person is going to get 20% of that pool. Number one recruiter. Number 2s and 3, we got 15%, 4 through 6, 10%, 7 through 10, 5% of that pool. So let's say that we're going out. Let me give you a conservative example first. And let's say in a month there are 10,000 upgrades. I think this is a little bit of a joke now that I see the amount of growth that's happening. But let's say there's 10,000 upgrades. Well, at $5 per upgrade, that's $50,000 worth of Bitcoin that's going to be in that pool for that particular month. Well, think about this for a second. At $50,000 worth of Bitcoin, that means number 7 through 10 will get a $2,500 Bitcoin bonus above and beyond everything that they were able to go out there and do with their own referral network throughout the month. Now, numbers 4 through 6, they're going to get a $5,000 bonus. 2 and 3 will get a $7,500 bonus. And the number one recruiter for that month will get a $10,000 Bitcoin bonus. And that's pretty amazing. But one of the things we did on the training yesterday is we said, hey, we could see all the buzz that was happening. We could see how excited people were. And we realized that this is a way, way conservative example. It does show you how it works. But we realized that when we put this together, and we actually set aside, this $1 million worth of Bitcoin is being set aside every single month for this pool. We actually kind of envisioned that maybe, after being around for like 4 or 5 months, we'd have enough momentum. Now we're starting to think that we have a chance to hit that $1 million cap the first time out when we're launching next Saturday with that paid pre-launch, and we think we could actually hit it the first time out. So I want to show you what that would look like, guys. With 200,000 upgrades, it's going to be $1 million. That's going to be the cap on the pool. Look at what we're talking about here. Even the people at the bottom of the pool are picking up $50,000 in Bitcoin for the month. 4 through 6, 100,000 in Bitcoin for the month. 2 and 3, 150. And the number one recruiter for that month is going to be $200,000. It is our goal here. The developers, they want to actually go out and they want to pay out this $1 million of Bitcoin every single month because it signifies growth, and it means the community is healthy, and it means that more and more people around the world are getting the knowledge to be able to put themselves at the forefront of that wave of wealth that's happening around the world. So now BitLocity knows that they're doing their job, but they're also doing something that's never been done before, which is paying out $1 million worth of Bitcoin as bonuses, right? Above and beyond everything else, $1 million worth of Bitcoin as bonuses every single month, month after month after month. Now, for those of you right now who are saying, well, it doesn't really matter to me because I'm not a top recruiter, you're missing it. You're missing it. Because every single person that these people recruit, they all have to, at minimum, start at the $25 and $50 levels, right, within the entire community. That means these people, these superstars who are chasing a $200,000 bonus, $150,000 bonus, et cetera, they are fueling the global infinity lines. They are putting more and more people into these global infinity. People have to at least start, doesn't matter what level they want to go to, they at least are coming through those 2 levels, which means they are driving that global build. So as they're going out and working harder and harder and harder, your global infinity lines are actually going faster and faster and faster. So that's creating a lot of synergy. So people who have never maybe been big time superstars before, they're starting to actually loop around the global infinity lines. You're starting to have some success. You're able to go to people and say, listen, all I did was put in, $25 in this infinity line, $50 in this infinity line, and I made $300, $400, $500, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. That is going to make other people say, well, hey, I want to be a part of this as well. And they're going to be one of your personal referrals. What does that mean? That means that now all of a sudden You've never really been a recruiter or referrer before. All of a sudden, you're a master recruiter or referrer. You keep doing that and you keep recapitalizing your position all the way through. And next thing you know, you might find yourself at some time in the future up here as one of the top recruiters as your story gets better and better. And then it just keeps perpetuating itself over and over and over again. The genius of what has been put together by these developers, I've never seen anything like it. This is absolutely exciting. Finally, I want to finish with this because a lot of people say, man, that's a lot of different, how does it all work together? Let me just show you how it works together. We're going to show an emerald example, the level 9 emerald level $2,000 example. I want to show you how that would work. So you're at the emerald level and or above, because it doesn't matter if you're above, right? But I just want to show you your emerald level, and all of a sudden you have personal referrals that are going to start to upgrade to the emerald level as well. So here's how that's going to work. Your emerald level referrals are going to put $2,000 worth of Bitcoin in to actually, they're going to contribute that to actually get the emerald level. We're going to take $10 of profit and promotion fee from that $2,000, and that's going to fund everything that I just showed you, and it's going to leave $1,990 worth of Bitcoin. Instantly, the system splits that 50-50. So $995 over into your unilevel and $995 over into your emerald level matrix. Now think about this for a second. Let's say your first person who did this was John. John actually upgrades to the emerald level, right? That's $995 is going to come here, and it's registering as the very first time that anyone is actually upgrading to the emerald level on your team. So because it's the first time, it's 100% yours. Isn't that awesome, right? Now, also over here, it's coming in at the first spot in your emerald matrix, also 100% yours. So you basically are now getting the whole $1,990 Bitcoin contribution. That's amazing, right? That's amazing. The whole 1990 is actually going into your blockchain, your Bitcoin wallet. Now, the second person does it. Let's say it's Mary. Same deal. She's the second person. She's only the second person to do it. So therefore, it's the number 2 spot for the emerald level. You're getting all of that. It's the number 2 spot over here in this matrix. You're getting all of that. Now, let me show you what happens with the third person. Third person does it, and it's the third person. Remember, I told you, the 3rd and 10th. So the computer is counting in the background. How many people are at gold? How many people are actually contributing to this level? How many people are contributing? Third time a person contributes to the emerald level, doesn't matter who it is, that's going to be a pass up to your sponsor. We love pass ups because we get the pull ups, right? So that's okay. But it's also the 3rd spot here over in your emerald matrix. That actually passes up to your sponsor as well, but that also cycles you, and look at what it does. It gives you a brand new emerald level matrix with 3 open positions. So as we move forward, right, the 4th person that does it, that's your 4th spot here. So that's all you. It's your 1st spot in your new matrix, also all you. You made another 1990. 5th person, you made another 1990. But when the 6th person actually upgrades to that emerald level, you get the whole 995 here in your unilevel. But the half that's coming into the emerald matrix, that's your 3rd spot of your new matrix, which cycles you again, and you get to keep going. You get a brand new matrix, and you get to go over and over and over again. Keep in mind that while all of this is going on, this is just at the emerald level. You've also got other people within your referral network that are upgrading to different levels at different times. So this is happening on multiple levels all at the same time. And oh, by the way, your team, they've got matrices at different levels, and every time that they're getting the 3rd position in their matrix, that's actually passing up to you. And also what's also happening is in their unilevels, every 3rd and 10th packet sale, that's passing up to you. And if that's not enough, remember, to get to the emerald level, that means you also went through the bronze and the silver level. So you've got $25 and $50 infinity line contributions being shot into your Bitcoin wallet time and time and time again, every time you're looping around. This is unbelievable. You won't even be able to track where all of the Bitcoin is coming from. Even though we have a transaction history, you'll be able to see it. It's going to be happening so fast that it's going to be crazy, but that's what we want to create. That type of crowdfund so you can go out there, you can make a difference in your community. So let's check. Something for the little guy, $25 and $50 global infinity line. I think we got that checked off. Maximum leverage for the masses, our dual-sided max leverage point. I just showed you one example at one level, and I'm sure some of your heads were spinning between the unilevel and the matrix. It's actually going to be incredible as a creator of more and more contributions coming to you through Bitcoin. And something for the leaders, I'm telling you, we're going to get to that $1 million cap very, very soon, and we're going to be able to do this over and over again. In fact, because we're actually doing our paid pre-launch, and it's going to start on Saturday the 27th, that only leaves 2 days, right, for the month of February. Our very first bonus pool is going to run from the 27th of February to the end of March. So it gives us 2 extra days of basically being able to pump that up to make it even bigger for you and have bigger payouts at the end of March. After that, it will run calendar month. We just weren't going to do a bonus pool for 2 days. So again, amazing stuff happened here, and it's all set up, and we were able to accomplish, at least we believe, with this rewards plan, to check off all 3. The little guy, the masses, and the leaders. We've taken care of all 3 of them. So how do you get started? First thing you want to do, if you don't already have a wallet, a crypto wallet that accepts Bitcoin, go get one. Again, I understand that some of you, you're on here, you're like, I don't know how to get a wallet. I don't know what that means. That's okay. Get back to the person who invited you on. They're going to show you exactly what you need to do to get a wallet. It's only going to take you a few minutes. It's a very simple process. Get one that accepts Bitcoin. It seems like a lot of people that are working with us, they seem to prefer blockchain.com. It's a very simple process. I went through this process. It's actually very easy. And then once you have that wallet, you're going to want to fund your wallet with enough Bitcoin to cover your desired starting position. Again, the person who invited you on, they can show you how to go out and acquire Bitcoin. Remember, you got a $25 membership, right? And then you have to decide right now, hey, what's the highest level that I want to start at? Because again, you want to get the leverage because you don't want to actually miss the spill up, nor do you want to have stuff spilling up past you. So, hey, where am I good at? If it's the platinum level, then what you're looking at is a $25 membership, $25 bronze contribution, $50 silver, $75 gold, and $100 platinum, and then any necessary fees for transitioning to Bitcoin. You want to make sure you have enough in your wallet so you are ready when it's go time. Because the person who actually got you on here tonight, listen, you let them know that you want to get started. They're going to show you how to get your wallet set up and everything. But remember, next Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, they're going to become activated. They're going to be able to go in, put all their wallet information and get their positions, and then very quickly send you over their actual link where you can click on that link and you can become a part of their referral network right away and get yourself in position. This is exciting. We are blown away by what's happening here and how fast it's happening, and a lot of people around the world. Again, I know we had a ton of people just between 2 platforms. I know we're on 3 platforms tonight, and I know the steam is going to pick up more and more as we move throughout the week and we get closer to go time on Saturday. But I'm glad you're here tonight because you're giving yourself a chance to be positioned still in front of the masses. Right now, we're expecting millions of people to actually join the BitLocity community. You're going to be able to join in advance of millions of people. You can only imagine what that's going to mean to you just in the global infinity lines alone. It's going to be an incredible move for you. So you want to make a decision. You want to make it quick. At the top of this, you heard someone tell you, BitLocity.info. Go to www.bitlocity.info. That's our corporate Telegram group. Hey, all of the cool announcements are going to happen all throughout the week, and even after that, you want to make sure you're getting them firsthand. You're not waiting to hear announcements from other people. Go become a part of the Telegram group, and you're going to be in the know. You'll be getting information hot off the presses. So listen, I hope you understand what we're trying to do. We are trying to create as many Crown Ambassadors as we can so they can have that Crown Ambassador dream lifestyle. Some of them are going to just accomplish that lifestyle just through this crowdfunding, but many of them are going to accomplish that lifestyle by actually using the knowledge that's going to be provided through BitLocity Academy, all of the education that we're providing, which is really invaluable. They're going to learn the things that they need through that to be able to go and take what they're actually getting through the crowdfunding initiative and magnify it to a factor of 10, a factor of 50, a factor of 100, because now they understand what's happening and they can recognize those opportunities and they can have that Crown Ambassador dream lifestyle as well. So as you can tell, I'm excited. We've been waiting for this. We know a lot of things are happening. There's a lot of wheels happening in motion behind the scenes, but I appreciate every single one of you. Looking forward to actually telling your success stories here on future webinars. This is going to be the greatest thing that's ever happened to so many of our members and to their own communities as they take a lot of what's happening here, they share it with their communities, and they make some global change. And we're just looking forward, and we're very humbled to be a small part of it.